We're here at one of the top Balinese restaurants anywhere in Ubud, and before we dine, we're going to go and see just how they create an amazing farm-to-table experience. As they say, go local or go home. The roof jungle is where it all begins.
It's not only a restaurant, I think it's more than a restaurant, of course.
So over here, are you growing vegetables that we actually will eat tonight?
Correct. We usually forage our ingredients in the food forest. We have quite a few things here. We have beehives. We're working on 2 beehives. This is our joglo. This is where we grow our seeds. But sometimes our forager or ourselves, we also take something here.
To wearing Laura Piano in Ubud.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Locavore NXT. So I'd like to pass you a small letter from the chefs, and it just talks a little bit more about your experience this evening. So as you may have heard, we only use local ingredients here at Next. Okay, and before I go, I'd like to ask, would you like to complete the experience with a drink pairing, or is it just a la carte for tonight?
Which do you think would be more preferable?
I think the cocktails might be interesting.
Do the cocktails?
All right, thank you so much. I will bring your first experience and your snack very soon.
This is definitely very local, very Ubud. Even the language here is very Ubud, as opposed to yesterday, which was European fine dining. But still, it's about $130 for the entire tasting menu. If you want to add on your choice of wine or alcohol, cost you another $60 or so. So we've spent a lot more in cities like Madrid for this same kind of experience. And here, what you have is that farm-to-table, local, eco-conscious vibe.
So here I have for you, this is our audio landscape. Ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, enjoy.
We're ready to enjoy foraging.
Real nice.
So we're gonna serve you the first course over here. So this dish is called Into in the Wild. So essentially everything here is forage and entirely edible. Even the weird leaves, flowers, and even the eel looking inside, that is completely edible. And I would suggest you enjoy the ingredients with the sauces as a dip, but feel free to eat it however you like.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy foraging.
So you were in Miss Universe 2 years ago now.
2023, yes. The real reason was because I wanted to have a gap year and my parents didn't allow me. So I decided to join Pageantry. And I figured that if I won, I'd have my gap year because I have to work as the winner. So I joined, I won, and competed in the Philippines. And then once I fell in love with the whole process, I wanted to dig deeper, and Miss Universe has always been a dream of mine. So I went to university, got my degree, and applied for Miss Universe Indonesia. Won that and went to El Salvador for the international competition.
So you've decided to take the Miss Universe title and be more involved in media and business now.
It's always been a dream, and I've worked in production before, television production. So I thought, what if I combined all the things that I love?
I hear you can take over the license for any Miss Universe countries.
It would be a dream to take over a license, you know. As a winner, I think I would be able to run it in a way from a competitor's perspective, how I would run things. So maybe it'll be a fun challenge, who knows, in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to thinking about this because Miss Universe is the biggest of the big four, as I understand.
Yes.
It'd be a good business to be in. It comes with a great built-in brand. And there's really quite a discipline, I think, to pageantry that a lot of people don't imagine.
Yes. Well, I always say pageantry is like war. You have to be disciplined, you have to know your things, and like knowledge is your weapon. You'll be able to, how you're able to answer questions, or the way you act, your behavior, are you on time or not? It's not just about the catwalk, you know, and the swimsuits and the fancy glitz and glam of the dresses and the stage.
Maybe I should buy a pageant. Or start a
Maybe.
pageant. Miss Nomad.
Miss Nomad.
You like that?
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be your consultant.
Once you've won Miss Universe, you don't step down to Miss Nomad.
I can be a consultant. Yeah.
Behind this door is where another world awaits. So right now we're gonna enter this place called the root system. So this is a our very own mushroom chamber. So this is what we call the bio-library. So we take approximately 90 photographs of a specimen and uploaded it one by one to create. And if you've seen 2 edible courses, it's gonna be your next dish.
Thank you for having us here. Yeah,
Thank you for being here.
it's genuinely a pleasure,
We have all the most beautiful people here in Bali.
making us blush.
So how long have you guys been here?
Me and my wife have been here on and off for around 6 years, and now we kind of live a bit in Bali, a bit in Europe, a little bit in Cape Town, and kind of move around a little bit.
And where's the Cape Town component?
It is a great time zone for Europe.
It is.
And during the winter season, it's just great weather.
That's something that we really see a lot from our clientele, especially as they get wealthier, is the time zone matters. Being here in Southeast Asia, I mean, you're getting people from Latin America or the US and Europe, and you're the one doing the call at midnight. So you're getting married.
In Germany. So me and my fiance are,
Is she also German?
yes, we are building everything together. Like all of the businesses and everything, we have that together. So we spend also 12 months out of the year together. Makes things easy. But she enjoys Bali very much.
Tell me about your experiences, good and bad, doing business from Bali.
Let's maybe start with the bad. The bad is people are trying to scam you all the time. Bali, especially past COVID, has become a hub for just digital nomads, people that call themselves developers, real estate agents.
Right.
And they all try to just get their cut,
You're saying there's a lot of people here who are just trying to grab a quick buck. The foreigner.
especially foreigners. Just because the entry barrier for everything here is lower, much lower than in the US or in Europe.
What are the good parts?
The good part is that if you give respect, you really value the employees and the people in general that you work with, you get extreme loyalty. And it's just a very nice dynamic of working.
And I think it also really bodes well because loyalty is also something that's very important. So my family had workers that even before I was born and still working with us till today. So more than 25 years he's been with our family.
You find it hard to learn the language?
The only way that you can understand the language of their culture and their country is by putting in the work, and a lot of respect comes with that.
And where are you from originally?
Australia.
Oh, sorry, you said Australia. Do you go back to Australia at all these days?
Very rarely, and I think you would know why. Yeah, I left Australia a long time ago.
Do you miss not being there all the time?
I really go where you're treated best.
Yeah.
I think my biggest value is freedom. So when you put that together, it equals not being in Australia.
This is one of the hidden gems, I think, for investment that we talk about at Nomad Capitalist Live every year. You have one of the biggest populations. They're growing. All the BRICS, the global south stuff. I mean, it just seems to me a natural play.
Yeah.
Whether you live here or not, to take a look at it.
The other part of that is that it's possible to do that here, right? If you're building anything in any major city in the Western world, to just get approval is a nightmare. And you just see that a lot of people are coming here because, like Neil said, it's the barrier to entry is much lower, the bureaucracy is much lower. If you have an idea, you can genuinely create it.
This is actually a very interesting question that I have, is to what extent do you maintain your values in a different place? And how much do you adapt to other values, which maybe you don't entirely agree with, but you respect the other people that have them? And how do you finesse that spectrum?
So I would say in Bali, you have no choice but to accept certain things. And I think it's always good to accept those things. For us, obviously being in a foreign country and being the foreigner, you really have to adapt to however the culture works here. When we first started here, like, you won't believe how many ceremonies there are. And so you obviously have to account for that, and it's sacred, right? It's so important. Of course, we will be giving all of our stuff time off for ceremonies and things like that, but you just have to work around it. And in terms of safety, like robbings or whatever, I would say Bali is probably one of the safest places in the world.
On par with Dubai?
Yeah, of course, after Dubai.
After Dubai, not quite Dubai. Tell me the difference in any of your opinion from Ubud to Canggu to Uluwatu.
Well, I typically stay around the Seminyak area, which is more lively, I would say. A lot of nightlife and Indonesian tourists and tourists in general. So actually, this is one of the rarest time I visited Ubud. It's a bit different than the rest of Bali, but it's a nice change.
Is this the place where you come to get over the breakup or to heal or to celebrate?
Yes, definitely. I was telling him about Malukat. This is the purity ceremony that we do. So, it's a place where you're able to cleanse yourself from all the stress, all the negative energy, and like center yourself with the earth. I think it's really, really good to do, and there's a lot of places in Ubud for that.
I'm going tomorrow.
I think Bali is growing very quickly and it has a lot of growing pains, like infrastructure, roads, things like that. But with the investment that's coming in and with careful planning, I think it can become a really incredible hub for a lot of amazing things to happen here in the future.
So it's progressing fast, which is great.